Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through Linux user and group administration. I have seen this take down production systems because one misconfigured user account or a single incorrect group membership can either lock your application out of its database or expose sensitive configuration files to the entire network. Let us dive into the standard practices for managing users and groups on a Linux server. Here is how you handle identity at scale. Specifically, we will start by creating a new user account. Then, we will move into group management to control access. After that, we will learn how to modify existing accounts and shells. We will also cover account security and password policies. Finally, we will learn how to audit and remove accounts properly. So do not skip ahead. Watch all the way through to actually understand this properly. Quick note before we dive in, this channel shares practical IT tutorials daily. So if that is useful to you, hit subscribe and join our WhatsApp community linked in the description for more resources. To follow this guide, you need a Linux distribution like Ubuntu or Red Hat Linux. Think of these as the foundation of your server. You need sudo privileges, which means super user do access. This lets you run commands as the system administrator. Without this, you cannot modify system identity files. To check if you have these privileges, open your terminal and run the command shown on screen. If it returns root, you are ready to proceed. You should be comfortable with the command line interface, as we will be performing all administrative tasks directly in the terminal. Take a moment to review each point shown on screen. The first step is creating a new user account. We use the adduser command, which is a wrapper that handles home directory creation and default shell assignment automatically. This is the safest way to add a user because it ensures all system skeletons are copied into the user's home folder. Run the command on screen and follow the prompts to set a password and user information. If you receive a command not found error, ensure you have the adduser package installed. This is what a successful user creation looks like. Notice how the system automatically creates a group with the same name and assigns a unique user ID. It also copies default configuration files from the system skeleton directory. This ensures the user has a functional bash environment immediately upon login. If you do not see these lines, check your free disk space or system identity limits. Now that the user exists, we need to assign them to groups to control their permissions. The usermod command is the primary tool for this. The -a flag stands for append and the -g flag specifies the group. Here, we are adding our new user to the sudo group. This grants them the ability to run administrative commands. Remember, the append flag is critical. If you omit it, the user will be removed from all their current groups. Verify the change using the groups command. You should see the user's primary group and the new sudo group listed. If the sudo group does not appear, the append command failed. Always verify group memberships before testing elevated privileges. This ensures the user has exactly the access you intended and nothing more. Sometimes you need to change user attributes, like their default shell. The change command stands for change shell. Changing a shell to ZSH or fish is common for developers who prefer better autocompletion. Ensure the shell path exists in the system shell list before running this. If you assign a shell that does not exist, the user will be locked out of their account upon their next login. Verify the change by inspecting the password database file. The last field in the user entry should now point to the new shell path. If it still shows bash, the change was not persisted. Always double-check your entries in this file, as a typo here can break system login services. The first issue you will hit is permission denied. This means your current user does not have the necessary rights, so prefix your commands with sudo. Second, If you get an error saying the user already exists, do not try to recreate the user. Use the usermod command to update the existing account instead. Finally, if a user is locked out, you likely entered an invalid shell path in the configuration file. Use a live CD or recovery console to fix the path in the password database. To confirm everything is correct, run the id command for the user. It will print the user ID, group, ID, and all group memberships. This is your final source of truth. If the output matches your configuration plan, the user is ready for production use. If not, retrace the user mode or change steps. In production, managing local users on every server does not scale. You should use central identity services like LDAP or Active Directory to manage users across your infrastructure. Always disable password authentication in favor of SSH keys. This prevents brute force attacks. Use the sudoers configuration file to restrict users to specific commands rather than giving them full root access. Finally, for temporary contractors, always set an expiration date on the account so it shuts down automatically when their contract ends. Take a moment to review each point shown on screen. You now know how to safely create new user accounts using the adduser tool, which ensures all home directories are populated correctly. Remember that when you modify group memberships, you must use the append flag with usermod, otherwise you will accidentally remove the user from their other groups. Always verify your identity configuration with the id command before handing access to a user. Finally, ensure your production environment remains secure by favoring SSH keys over traditional passwords. If you found this video helpful and you think it can help others in the community too, please do like and hype the video. It helps more people find this content. Hit subscribe to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description where we share more practical IT resources daily. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. If you found this video helpful and you think it can help others in the community too, please do like and hype the video. It helps more people find this content. Hit subscribe to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description where we share more practical IT resources daily. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.